Welcome to the first class of Vice Panda tutorials. In today's class, we'll be learning how to use basic maths formulas in Excel. In today's class, we'll learn how to calculate sum of a numbers, their average, how to do product of a list of numbers, calculate which is the maximum number out of a list of numbers and which is the minimum numbers. We'll also learn how to calculate product of a number, do division, combine sum and if statement, and also learn how to do percentages. Let's go to an Excel and learn all these using an example. Over here, we have a list of numbers from 1 to 10 and we need to find the sum, average, product of all these numbers, what is the maximum number out of these and what is the minimum number. To calculate the sum, we simply have to write down sum, select the numbers and click enter. Excel has automatically calculated the sum of all these numbers. Same thing can be done to calculate average. We just need to type average, select all the numbers and click enter. Same thing can be done for product. We just need to type product, select all the numbers, click enter. For maximum, there's a function called max, which will give us the maximum number out of this list of numbers. And similarly, to calculate the minimum number out of the list of numbers, we just have to type min, select all the numbers, close the bracket, click on enter. As you can see, now we have been successfully able to calculate the sum of all the list of numbers, their average, their product, which is the maximum number out of those list of numbers and which is the minimum number. Moving ahead, in this sheet, we learn how to calculate the total cost. Over here, you can see there's a list of items, cost associated with all those items, and what is the quantity of the items that were bought. Now we need to calculate the total cost that was spent on buying all these items. One way of doing that is to multiply the cost with quantity for one by one for all of these items. I can do this, or I can simply copy the formula that I've just imported in one of these cells, paste it for all the other items, and the Excel has automatically calculated the product of cost and quantity. Then I can take a sum of all these items, and Excel will give me the total cost. Now, an easier way of doing that is to use sum product. Now, sum product is a unique function of Excel in which that will firstly do a product of the first selection versus second selection and then take a sum of it. See, by using a single formula of sum product, I was able to calculate the total amount spent on buying all these items. This helps me save time and effort. Now, in the next example, we learn how to calculate cost per item. Over here, we have the total cost that was spent on buying 5 books. Now we need to calculate what is the cost of one book. It's a very simple division statement where we just need to divide the total cost by quantity. Now I've calculated the cost of one book. Similarly, I can just copy this formula, paste it below for all the items, and I can calculate the cost per item for all of them. Now, moving ahead, over here we have a list monthly expenditure of a person. Over here we see that items has been listed such as rent, mobile bill, utilities, food ordering, stock market investments, money sent to parents, shopping, clothes. An amount has been written against each of these items, and all these items has been divided into categories as needs, wants, or investments. Now, our objective of the day is to calculate the total monthly spend. The one way of doing it is to use the sum formula that we previously learned, selecting all of the values and clicking enter. Now we have calculated the total amount that was spent in a month. The second task is to calculate what was the amount spent on needs, wants, and investment. For this, we'll use the formula function called SUMIF. In SUMIF, as you can see, the basic syntax is first we have to select the range of the category in which we want the Excel to do sum for. Then we need to define the category over here, its need, and then we need to select the range for which it has to do sum. So what Excel will do, it will see for which item it has been against which amount has been written need, and then it will pick all those items out of from these list and do a sum of it. Similarly, the same thing can be done for wants. Sum if, select the range, the criteria, and the sum range. And Excel has calculated how much this person has spent on its want. And same thing we can use to calculate how much this person has spent on his investments. There, we have it. Now, the third task is to calculate the percentage. The percentage has to be calculated where we want to know what was the total amount spent on needs in comparison to his total monthly spends, which is a very easy way to do. We just need to divide the total amount spent on needs by the total monthly spend. Same thing we need to do for wants and investments. And Excel has all automatically given us the formula in percentage. Thank you for joining class 1 of Vice Panda tutorials. I hope this class has been informative and you learned something from this class.